Guess who had a baby? Oh, who had a baby? Hello, everybody. Welcome to Heather Shaw is Kidding. It's me, Heather Shaw. Happy Wednesday. Are you staying warm? Were you in the path of the storm, the big, crazy winter storm Blair? I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. We got, half a foot of snow. Nothing else. Not too bad. A fun way to spend Sunday and Monday, just kind of inside with beautiful snow outside. Wonder if snow is triggering for cokeheads. You ever think that? Recovering cokeheads, they look outside and they just see powder everywhere and get the urge. I don't know. But I am staying warm. I'm in Florida tonight. Tampa, Side Splitters. If you're in the area, come on out. Sunday, I'm in Orlando at the Funny Bone, doing a show there. Some more upcoming shows. I'll be in Spokane and Seattle in a week or two, I think 2 weeks. Springfield, Massachusetts. Going to do a weekend over there. Come on out. Everybody in TikTok. I've been going live on TikTok while we still have the app. And everyone is like, Springfield, it's so dangerous. And I'm like, there's no city that's like, oh, that's a dangerous city. We're in America. We're in a dangerous country. You can walk out of your door at any point and go into public and maybe be part of a mass shooting. There's no more like, oh, that city's dangerous. The entire country is dangerous. Stop saying, ooh, that area, I wouldn't go there. Where would you go in America that you'd feel safe? The safest place I feel that I am in America is at a gate at the airport, because you can't bring guns. You can't bring weapons past TSA unless it's in your asshole. And even then, I don't know, if you're going to get a gun out of your asshole to shoot people, then you deserve to shoot people. But that's the safest I feel in America, is at my gate past TSA at an airport. That's the only place where I'm like, I feel there's nothing that's going to happen. Somebody may spit on me. Somebody could cut me with their words, but they're certainly not going to shoot me. But I hate this idea of like, oh, that's a rough area. I wouldn't go there. You're in America. Good luck. Any mall, any movie theater, any church, any sporting event, any holiday event, good luck. Everywhere you go is dangerous. I'm sure there's some rural areas where, there's no one out there and you feel safe. But I like to be around people. I'll take my chances in Times Square. Anyways, I digress. I'm going to Springfield, Massachusetts. Don't give me any shit about the area. I'm fine. It's fine. What can they possibly do in Massachusetts that would hurt me? Not say they're ours correctly. It's fine. I'll be in Syracuse, Rochester, going back to my hometown, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Provo, Utah, shooting some specials for Dry Bar Comedy out there. Everyone's always asking why I'm going to Provo. It's for Dry Bar Comedy, okay? I didn't seek it out. But I love the Mormons. The Mormons are a fun audience, not going to lie. They taught me a lot. Last time I was in Salt Lake City, the Mormons taught me a lot. And I thought they'd be tight and conservative and reserved, and they were not. They were telling me about soaking and about swigging and about weird Mormon shit, and they were laughing, and they let me make fun of them, and they let me roast them and call them conservative weirdos. They were having a blast. They're good white people over there. Janesville, Wisconsin. What else? Dayton, Kentucky, Fort Worth, Texas, Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Tyler, Texas. I can't stay away from Texas. God, it's probably because I don't need an abortion. Phoenix, Arizona, Los Angeles, California, Westchester, Pennsylvania, and Royal Oak, Michigan. Those are all the shows I have currently on sale. We're also going to be adding Long Island and Louisville, Kentucky, where I'm living now. All tickets are at heathershawcomedy.com. Come out to a show. They're unhinged. They're very fun. They're chaotic in a good way. You're going to have fun, I promise. Don't forget to rate and review this podcast, please, dear God. Trying to get my rates up for this year. That's my goal. But I have a feeling that you don't give a fuck. It's fine. If you don't rate and review this podcast, I'm going to assume you're homophobic. And that's a hate crime. It's a hate crime for you to not rate and review this. ASAP. Do it right now. Do it. Or I'm calling the LGBTQIA Disney Plus people. And I'm telling on you. Join the Patreon, Heather Shaw Comedy. Over there, patreon.com/Heather Shaw Comedy. You get an extra episode of this podcast every single week. Last week, what did we talk about? We talked about the winter storm because I record on Sundays usually for the Patreon episode. I record on Sundays, and the winter storm was going on strong. I talked about Aubrey Plaza's husband. Not going to talk about it on the main episode. There's nothing to talk about. Somebody's husband passed. It's rough. I also talked about the Vivian passing away. Another sad thing. Not everything on the Patreon is funny. It's more just personal and real. And I certainly wasn't making fun or light of these deaths, but I did talk about them. And I talked about having my mom on. I'm going to have my mom on the next Patreon episode. Everybody's been wanting that. I'm going to be visiting Florida, as I just talked about, and I'll be staying with my parents at their condo. And they are just typical retired boomers. So she needs something to do. She's going to record a podcast episode with me that's going to go up on Patreon. If you want to hear that, join the fucking Patreon. These are the things you're getting behind a paywall. All right, let's get into it. We got to talk about it. And I held off talking about this on the Patreon episode because I didn't want to overlap on topics. I don't like to bore my Patreon members or Apple subscribers. But guess who had a baby? Oh, who had a baby? Oh, yeah, baby. Gypsy Rose. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, baby. She had that baby. Holy shit. She became a mother for the first time 1 year to the day since she was released from prison. What a fucking year for Gypsy Rose. Getting released from prison. Dating Ryan. Was she married to Ryan? I think she was, right? Was she? I don't even fucking know. And I listened to her book. I mean, that's how bad I am at retaining information. What is this podcast called again? Where am I? Dating Ryan, divorcing or breaking up with him, getting with Ken, getting pregnant, being pregnant all year, being a social media star, having their own docuseries, releasing a memoir, and then pushing out a motherfucking baby. Oh my God. 2025. She was born in 2024. The healthy baby girl. Man. Aurora. The full name is Aurora Raina Urker. She is going with Ken's last name on that one. They're not married yet, and she still said, I want that as my baby's last name. Urker, which is spelled like Urkel, but with an R. Urker. It doesn't even work on paper now that I thought on paper the name sounded okay. Aurora Raina Urker. Dude, if this baby is born with a speech impediment, it is going to be those people who have a speech impediment and they can't pronounce their R's. God help this child if it has a weird R speech impediment. Aurora Raina Urker, and she has a speech impediment, and she has to be like, my name is Aurora Raina Urker. Yeah, my name's Aurora Raina Urker. Yeah, that's what they call me. I'm Aurora Raina Urker. Aurora Raina Urker. I don't know. That's a hard. I hope that baby knows how to say their R's, because there are how many R's in her name? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 R's in her full name. Good luck. It's a hard name out loud. Aurora and Urker do not go together. Aurora Urker. It's one name. That's just a run-on sentence of a name, Aurora Urker. I mean, that a lot of people online were joking that it was the 30 Rock rural juror. It really is rural juror. Aurora Urker. Aurora Raina Urker. The Raina helps it a little. It gets out of the Urr. But I mean, imagine Gypsy yelling that name, because you know she'll be yelling it. That baby's going to fuck up in some ways. Do something a toddler does. I don't know, piss on the stairs, color the wall in crayons. I mean, that is going to be blood-curdling. What a name. Could it have gone with, I don't know, Tracy? Tracy Urker? Urker's a hard one. It's a hard one to work with. Blanchard would have been better. Aurora Blanchard. That sounds way better. You gave birth to the thing, Gypsy. Why doesn't it take your name? Sorry. I mean, you're not even married to Ken yet, and you're just tossing his name. His name sucks. What was Ryan's last name? Anderson? That great name. Too bad you couldn't use that one. Aurora Anderson. Not great. But Anderson's much better than Erker. God, it's a rough name. What is Erker? German? I don't even know. It's rough. But, I'm glad she's really speedballing through life, man. She is catching the fuck up. I mean, what is she, in her 30s? How old is Gypsy? I don't even know. I'm not going to look it up. I'm just going to go with 31. She's really catching up in life. I mean, she is fast tracking it. She did the dating, she did the marriage, she did the divorce, she did the other dating, she got the pregnancy, she got the baby. I mean, calm down. You're going to run out of things to do. She's doing everything in reverse. Her mom, I can't imagine what that labor sounded like. That's another one where it's like, Jesus. I don't know if Ken was watching Aurora crown, listening to Gypsy give birth. Not a good look. I would not want to be in that room. That baby was crying immediately when it came out just because of the noises it was hearing. Holy shit. Like a car screeching to a halt. But congratulations to Gypsy and Aurora Rainarger. Aurora Rainarger. Aurora Rainarger. I really hope she doesn't have a speech impediment. It's going to be a rough life. What was something I wanted to point out about this? I wanted to see what Aurora... God, I really don't like that name now that I've been saying it a lot. I don't like the name. But she's healthy and happy. But where did they get the inspiration for the name? While many associate the name Aurora with the princess in Sleeping Beauty, Gypsy previously shared the meaning behind the name, and it isn't Disney related, which is weird because she was, almost lost her virginity. If it wasn't for Nick's gummy worm penis, she almost lost her virginity in a Cinderella dress. Thought she'd really like the... Gypsy said, Ken came up with that name. Gypsy noted how some fans think she was inspired to name her daughter Aurora after her stepmom Christy's dog, Aurora Grace. But she noted, it's not because of that. I wouldn't name my kid after my mom's dog. It's not that. I love Aurora, the dog, but Aurora's also my daughter, and we don't care if there's any overlap. Now, yeah, we can't have the dog and my daughter in the room ever, because if somebody says Aurora, then we don't know what the fuck's going on. She just turned into Mickey Mouse. Yeah. I don't know. I think a lot of mothers cross names off the list that have to do with other people. Gypsy doesn't give a fuck. She said, Christy, I don't give a fuck that your dog's name is Aurora. That's now my kid's name. Usually I assume, I don't know, I'm childless and child-free forever, that mothers don't want to use names that are around their orbit. They want to use something that's more unique to them, but maybe not. Gypsy doesn't care. They named Aurora after the Northern Lights, after Ken's fascination with the Northern Lights, which sounds like a special interest. Sounds like autism. But yeah, apparently they're named after Aurora Borealis, or whatever you say, the Northern Lights, the proper term for Northern Lights. So she's named after stars in the sky, which is nice and beautiful. But also, she shares a dog with her stepmom's dog, or she shares a name with her stepmom's dog. That's rough. But we'll see what happens. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see if Gypsy keeps Aurora off the social media. Then I'll kind of understand. Then I'll get a grasp of who Gypsy really is. Is she mostly concerned with? And I think Gypsy really is concerned with doing the right thing when it comes to protecting her child, because she knows what happens when you abuse your child, or I think, and maybe I'm naive, but I think she's really going to care about protecting her child and keeping her offline. But we'll see. Maybe if she starts doing family vlogs, and if she starts doing brand deals, and Aurora's first trip to Disneyland and all that shit, we'll see. But I'm gonna venture on the side that Gypsy just wants a nice family life, privacy, I think that she did the show and whatnot to get some money out of prison, and I think that was smart. But I think she really just does crave like her own family and some privacy. So we'll see. We'll see. Aurora. Well, if you saw the Golden Globes, you saw that Nikki Glaser absolutely murdered it. Loved it. Shout out to Nikki Glaser. She killed it. She is such a consummate professional. She's so good at what she does. She prepares. She works hard on it. It shows. I thought she was going to be a little bit more cutting, a little harsher, but she was, in that room, it's good to just, because you forget that Nikki Glaser's got to go to the after parties and see everybody that was in the audience, most people. So you don't want, it's crazy to get up there and roast people to their face and then try to rub elbows with them at the after party. Hey, Angie. Yeah, I called you a weird, you had a weird kid fetish. I made fun of you. You're like, Ariana Grande looks up to you with the whole man stealing thing. She can't do those kind of jokes. So she played it smart, and she made fun of people, but in a fun way, and it wasn't too offensive, and she killed it. She absolutely killed it. I didn't really care about the Golden Globes. I didn't watch them. I was watching the Lions and the Vikings. Come on. You think I'm sitting down watching the Golden Globes, or you think I'm sitting down watching football? Get it together. Go Lions. I was excited to see Demi Moore won because I loved The Substance. I fucking loved The Substance, so very excited to see Demi Moore won. I was excited to see that girl from Babygirl, Jessica Gunning, I think her name is, who's gay. She came out as gay earlier this year, or just came out to be like, by the way, I am gay. I love her. I'm so glad she won. Babygirl. What you doing, Babygirl? I love her so much. That was my, what is that? I always forget. This is how I know I'm not autistic. What's the fucking word? Every fucking time I record this podcast, I forget what that, stim? That was my stim for a while. Babygirl. Okay. I was excited to see Hacks won. I love that show so much. I'm glad they're shooting a season 3 or 4. They're shooting another season. I'm very excited. I love Hacks. Love it. It's essentially, I think Jean Smart is playing like a version of like Joan Rivers. Very, very good. Love that show. I didn't know that Adrian Brody was such a Holocaust fetishist. The only 2 movies Adrian Brody does in his lifetime are just Holocaust survivor movies. He won an Oscar for being a Holocaust participant, a survivor. I forget what the movie was called. Life is Wonderful, or It's a Beautiful Life, or, I don't know what it was called. But that was years ago. It was like 20 plus years ago. And now he's back winning awards for being a Holocaust survivor. This guy can't stay away. He loves it. He knows what wins awards. And he's also a very good actor. So it's good to see him out there. Zendaya and Tom Holland, they're engaged now. This is a win for short kings everywhere. Shout out to Tom Holland. Zendaya was with Jacob Elordi, that tall-ass motherfucking drink of water. And she said, no, I'm going to go with the short guy who's got a fucking killer personality. That's who I'm going to marry. Shout out to that guy. He seems British and boring and sweet. Can't believe he was cast for Spider-Man. I guess they were both in Spider-Man. I don't keep up with the children's stuff anymore, but good for Zendaya. It's exciting to see that they're taking their relationship to the next level, even though it can't grow anymore because, Tom Holland he's done growing. Let's get into some fun drama here. Lily Allen and David Harbour drama. Oh my God, guys. Okay, so the first headline was Lily Allen. So Lily Allen is a British musician, pop star-ish, not really pop star. She had great songs, but they're more edgy than just pop stars. She had that, fuck you very, very much. I'm not doing it any justice because I'm not a singer. I'm like Katy Perry. She, if you don't know Lily Allen, Google her. She was married to David Harbour? What's his name? David Harbour? I don't fucking know his name. I think it's David Harbour. He was in Stranger Things as, I don't know, a cop or an alien. Number 12. I don't know I don't watch that show either. Guys, I have taste. I watch football. Lily Allen. So this headline was Lily Allen is only divorcing her husband David Harbour from Stranger Things because she found an active dating app on his phone and played detective. So that's the first headline I read about this. Pop star Allen, who's 39, and David Harbour, who's 49. We love a 10-year age gap. Me and Lily have that. She found her husband on Raya, the celebrity dating app. Raya is so exclusive that it accepts only 8% of applicants, but it has more than 10,000 members with 100,000 on the waiting list. Can I tell you how bullshit that is? Because I was able to join Raya. It's not a good app when I'm able to join. The faggot Jim Carrey is able to get on Raya. Now, this was when I was single in 2020 probably. I was bored and thought, well, I have followers now. Let's see if I can get on Raya. And they absolutely let me on Raya. And I just had TikTok followers. I didn't have a lot of Instagram followers. I didn't have 0 credits. All I had was a TikTok following. And they let me on. I think they probably thought I was Jim Carrey, to be honest. Be so honest. They were like, oh, Jim Carrey wants to join. And he's trans now. She goes by Heather. Good for her. Let him on. I was on Raya. I wanted to find some funny people to post about, to go against confidentiality and to just post and troll. And I found no one. Let me tell you what Raya is. It is, for such an exclusive app, it is exclusively people that are miles and miles and miles away from you, hundreds of miles away. Every woman I saw on there was living in Italy. And the jobs were not amazing. I didn't see any actors or actresses. I mean, I was only looking at women, so I didn't see any actresses. It was things like Italian model, Mexican hairstylist, French welder. You know, it was a lot of just, and they were fun. I mean, they were pretty. You know, it's not like the people you'd see on Tinder, but it was unrealistic. It's like, what am I going to do with someone in Denmark who works in the hair and makeup department of a news station? I don't, you know, it was not very realistic. I mean, I was in Orlando at the time. I didn't really even see anybody. I think a few people were in LA. I didn't really see anybody in New York City, but there was nobody around me. There was nobody in Florida. And it was just a lot of people that were just like all over the globe. And they're like, at that point, it was just like, here's another gay woman we found in Peru. I mean, that's what Raya was to me. It made no sense. Anyways, I can't be that exclusive is the point. If I got on there. Lily Allen was looking for women that were on Raya and cross-referencing them with women David follows on Instagram to try to figure out who he was seeing. She was doing her Wagatha thing. Oh, like Agatha Christie? I don't fucking know. This is too British for me. Allen met Harbour on Raya. Okay, so they met on Raya. Wow, that worked out for them. They met in 2019. They deleted their accounts and got married in Vegas a year later. Sounds stable. Do you know anybody that got married after a year of dating in Vegas and is doing well 20 years later? Does anybody have that success story? Or is it all just, yeah, that was a fucking weird couple? Huh? They met after 3 months. They got married in Vegas. What are they doing now? They have restraining orders taken out on each other. They've been separated for years. They still have restraining orders. It's fucked up. I think he killed her cat or something. I don't know. They're not in a good space. They don't talk. They can't talk. If they see each other, they just start lunging. You know, I never see a good love story come from a whirlwind romance where you get married after a month. And, you know, nothing good ever comes from that. But maybe I'm wrong. There's got to be some people out there. Anyways, so that was the drama, right? Like, that was the whole headline. But there was something deeper. I saw a blind item before this was posted. So this was posted yesterday, this whole headline. Oh, Lily Allen's divorcing her husband because he's on Raya cheating on her, right? No. I saw a blind item. And blind items, take them with a grain of salt. Take them with a grain of cocaine. This is a blind item from December 21st last year. Oh, it's so weird to say that. Last year. Last week was last year. Okay. December 21st. Here's the blind item. This foreign-born singer is back doing drugs again. She hit her peak quite some time ago and then crashed and burned because of drugs. Maybe because cell phone cameras were not quite as prevalent and social media not at its present levels. She has escaped any photos or videos of her smoking crack, which was her favorite. She would disappear from her home for days on end and come back looking like hell. One time she went missing and then her significant other went looking for her because the singer had several commitments and if she missed them, she was going to lose out on a bunch of money. So he went to one of her favorite haunts and found her at a crack house naked with 3 or 4 guys all taking turns having sex with her with a camera. It was obviously some kind of setup because the camera guy was using a decent camera. The significant other, David, grabbed the camera and smashed it and took the SD card. He then grabbed her entirely naked and left. Literally, she was wearing 0 clothes, and he made her sit in the car the whole way home with no clothes on. She fell asleep in the car on the way home and wouldn't wake up. So he carried her naked self across a busy street and to their house, and she didn't even move. Now, this blind item is very detailed, which makes me think it's either super true, like somebody was like, girl, listen to this. Or I just feel like if it was so fake, they wouldn't have gone so into detail. It's like way too detailed. Most blind items are just like, this A-list singer's a fucking whore, and that's it, right? This one's very detailed. It's almost very like fan fiction-y, but I'm going to believe it. Because it's hard. Once you go to crack, it's hard not to go back. You know what I mean? Lily Allen could be back on her crack, and David Harbour could be like, what the fuck? Fuck this shit. I didn't want to marry, a tweaker. I'm getting on Raya. Who knows? But, nothing good comes from marrying somebody so fast. It's also hard to marry somebody who used to love crack because you'll never compare. You're never going to compare to crack. I'm sorry. I've seen people on crack. They love it. I think crack must feel so good. It's almost like heroin. It's hard to compare to that. You are not as good as heroin. You never will be. Just so you know, you're lucky a significant other has never experienced heroin unless they have. You're never going to compare. Sorry. It apparently is euphoric for the first couple times, and then you get hooked, and then you just can't survive unless you have it in your system. Anyways, that's the drama surrounding Lily Allen and David Harbour. I'm surprised that I think they had like an Architectural Digest spread on their home. Who knows? What a weird couple. It's not the age gap that's weird. It's the rushing into marriage. My whole thing is like, if you really love somebody and you want to marry them, then do it in a couple years. Why do you have to rush? I love my fiance, but we waited 2 years to even get engaged, and we're still engaged. We're taking it slow. We know we're going to be with each other forever. So what's the fucking point? Enjoy it. Let it sit. Enjoy it. Sit in it. We're not going to be engaged forever. I think we've been engaged for a year now, and it's like, we want to enjoy it. We're getting married next year, or this year. At the end of this year, we're going to get married. So it's like 2 years engaged. Enjoy it. We have 2 years to say my fiance. You won't be able to say that once you get married. You can't say my fiance anymore. So we really enjoy, because we're gonna be together forever. We know that. We really enjoy taking our time with it. People that rush into things, it's giving you don't have faith in it, or you're missing something. I don't know. All right, let's get into to our favorite sponsor, Lucy Brown. We love you so much. Lucy Brown's the best. The coffee is the best. If you're not getting a subscription from them, what the fuck are you doing? It is so good. Every month I get a new bag of coffee that I'd never heard of before, never tried before, because you can't find it in just any store. Sent straight to my door. What am I, a poet? Come on. I'm a rapper. W-R-A-P-P-E-R. White rapper. I love Lucy Brown coffee, and you will too. Get their subscription. You never have to leave to go get coffee again. You can enjoy making coffee at your home with some good-ass roasted coffee. Some exclusive fucking coffee, not this bullshit Dunkin' Donuts Pete's Cafe Bustelo, which is good. Is it espresso? I don't know. None of this Cafe du Monde or whatever. Get Lucy Brown coffee subscription. Enjoy their coffee without ever leaving the comfort of your home. All you got to do is fill out the form on their website, and you'll get coffee beans from different and exciting roasters sent straight to your door. And it's all just starting at $20 a month. I mean, what else could you want, folks? It's a good fucking deal. especially if you're like a drip coffee bitch like me, like I don't have high standards for coffee as long as like, meaning like I like my coffee black. I take my coffee, I'm African American. I just want a good drip coffee. I just want some good tasty drip coffee. And that's what this coffee subscription does. It gives me some good fucking coffee that I can just fucking make it home. There's nothing else I have to do. It's fucking great. I just sit around and I wait and the coffee shows up. All at $20 a month. Visit LucyBrownCoffee.com. That's LUSSI browncoffee.com. Follow the coffee subscription button to get signed up today. And if you use the code Heather Shaw is kidding, you'll get 10% off your first order. That's a damn good deal. Get Lucy Brown Coffee now and enjoy the taste of delicious, delicious hot coffee. Thank you, Lucy Brown, for sponsoring this podcast. As always, we love you so much. Skip Bayless has a new fun lawsuit. If you are not familiar with Skip Bayless, he is a sports commentator for Fox Sports. He's very fucking annoying. He seems like a weasel. I don't like him. Nobody likes him. It's kind of the running thing in the sports world that he's just kind of like this weasel that nobody really likes. He was a host of Undisputed, I believe. He's been hit with a jury-seeking complaint by a woman claiming Bayless propositioned her. She's a hairstylist. He propositioned her at Fox Sports with $1.5 million if she would have sex with him. Now, I got to say, a man who is offering to pay you $1.5 million to have sex with him, he knows his worth. I got to say, it's better than him just attacking you. You know what? If a guy is gonna hit and sexually harass somebody for sex and whatever, at least they're offering 1.5 mil. I think that's a good deal. I'm not saying she should take it. I'm just saying he's a gentleman. Honestly, he's a gentleman. He could have said $1. He could have done the Matt Lauer thing and just locked his office door. You know, Matt Lauer had that button under his desk that was just to lock the fucking door. Skip Bayless wasn't saying, give me sex or I'll get you fired. He was saying, hey, suck my dick for $1.5 million. I mean, that's a good deal. I might have taken that. I probably wouldn't have sued him. Because who knows if she's going to make that. Miss Farahi, her name is Nushin Farahi. I hope I'm saying that right. Could be Faraji. Bayless repeatedly tried to pressure her into having sex with him. She was forced to endure a misogynistic, racist, and ableist workplace where executives and talent were allowed to physically and verbally abuse workers with impunity. It's amazing that people in networks are still doing this shit. Haven't they learned their lesson yet? Not even from like Bill O'Reilly and the Loofah, but Matt Lauer, Charlie Rose. I mean, haven't you learned your fucking just go to work and do work. Stop hitting on the hairstylist. I mean, hire a sex worker. That's what they're there for. They're there to make money off of your weird urges. Hire them. I don't go to the Olive Garden looking for a haircut. What are you doing? Leave the people who are there to style your hair alone. I know I'm all over the place with my takes here, but one point I'm saying, hey, at least he offered her 1.5, but also like leave her the fuck alone. When Ms. Faraji and others came forward to report the wrongdoing, instead of addressing their concerns, Fox retaliated against them while the perpetrators and those who protected them were inexplicitly promoted. This case thus represents yet another in a long line of cases chronicling the toxic culture at Fox, marked by bad faith promises and repeated failures to address a poisonous and entrenched patriarchy. Yeah, I mean, it's Fox. It's major cable television. It's major television. It's a major network. It's Fox. It's just surprising that they don't have, just people that walk around making sure nobody's getting sexually harassed because they don't want lawsuits on their hand. You know what I mean? It's weird that they don't have that job. Like a security guard for sexual harassment. Is that just called HR? I don't know. Detailing the July 2021 occurrence in which Bayless is alleged to have... first of all, his name is Skip. What is that short for? Skipper? Like, what the fuck is Skip? Imagine the audacity of a man named Skip to sexually harass you. It's always going to be a fucking Skip.
Liam, I'm Skip Bayless. I'll give you $1 million if you suck my dick. Please, please, please. I hate my wife.
Bayless is alleged to have offered Faraji that $1.5 million to sleep with him. The suit then damningly says approximately 1 week later, Mr. Bayless made another advance at Miss Faraji. Miss Faraji responded, "Skip, stop. You have a wife." Mr. Bayless responded, "Aren't you Muslim? Doesn't your dad have 3 to 4 wives?" Jesus Christ, this guy's persistent, huh? He's coming with the jokes. Who do you fucking care about my wife? Doesn't your dad have like 7? Come on, baby. Miss Faraji then responded that her father was dead, and when Mr. Bayless looked taken aback, she made an excuse to leave. Jesus Christ, dude. His game needs help. That's his game? Hit on a woman, and when she kind of says, "Ew, that's weird, you're married," bring up her dead dad. Skip. Ain't nobody named Skip have good game. That nobody named Skip has good game. We're learning that here. You can't be named. Do not name your son Skip. Thank God Gypsy didn't have a son, because I just feel like, welcome to the world, Skipper! Skip! You know? Faraji claims that in 2024, Bayless said to her while she was giving him a haircut that he fantasizes about having sex with her and asked how much money it would take for her to have sex with him. Bayless supposedly went on to say, "The more you say no, the more I want you." Isn't that the MO of every man? There are a few good men, Savannah, but most men, they really are turned on by you going, "No, I don't want this." Men love that. What's that about? What the fuck's going on in their head? I would never, ever, 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 ever be ready to go and hot and bothered if my fiance said, "I don't feel like it right now." I'd be like, "All right, I'm out. I want you to want it." What the fuck is going on through men's head when they're like, "I only can get hard if you absolutely hate this"? Ew. 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 Bayless is also alleged to have accused Faraji of having a sexual relationship with Bayless's then co-host and arch rivals Shannon Sharpe, an allegation Faraji says was totally false. Shannon Sharpe went on to say, "This has got nothing to do with me. I love Shannon Sharpe. He's so funny. I support Shannon Sharpe." Great name, by the way. I love a man named Shannon. That's a guy who's got game. I mean, you ever heard of Michelle? Okay. If you know, you know. So not long after Bayless exited Undisputed, the show he was on, Faraji herself was fired from FS1, which is Fox Sports 1, by removing her from the schedule entirely, using fabricated business necessities as a pretext. So then it goes even further. Faraji goes even further with this. So beyond Skip Bayless sexually harassing her, propositioning her to pay her for sex, then she says the current Fox Sports host, Joy Taylor, if you look her up, and so the current host, Joy Taylor, and Fox Sports 1 content vice president, Charlie Dixon, were also named as defendants in the suit. And she is saying that apparently, like, Joy Taylor has been sleeping her way to the top. Girl, leave her out of it. I support women who sleep their way to the top. Sometimes it's all you got to do. Men are dumb enough to, promote you if you blow them. Let it happen, bitch. We have to sleep our way to the top. If that's what it takes. Jennifer Lawrence got Oscars and movie roles. She's a fantastic actress, but she wouldn't have got that if she didn't fuck Harvey Weinstein, allegedly. Women can sleep their way to the top. Chelsea Handler. I love Chelsea Handler's show. I like her stand-up. I like her books. I think she's very whip smart and funny. She would not get to where she was if she wasn't banging Ted Sarandos from E! Allegedly. Well, it's not even alleged. That's very true. She owns up to it. That's why I love Chelsea Handler. She's like, "Yeah, no, I was fucking the head of E! That's how I got this TV show." Anyways, bye with my millions. I support women sleeping their way to the top. Sometimes you got to do it. If men are dumb enough to give you a TV show for fucking them, if men are dumb enough to promote women for fucking them, if that's the only way you're going to get an audition for Silver Linings Playbook, fucking let it roll. Let it go, girl. Rip it and skip it. In her 42-page suit by attorneys Rana Ayazi, Faraji says that Joy Taylor did nothing to help her and actually told her to get over it after Dixon, the VP, allegedly groped Faraji at a birthday party. In fact, along with office intrigue, and to put it politely, an alleged affair between Joy Taylor and Dixon, the vice president, and the power plays over women the VP seemed to be making, became romantically involved. So Joy Taylor basically was romantically involved with the VP of programming or whatever, Charlie Dixon, and she also was banging her co-host, which in the lawsuit they call it romantically involved. That's just, she swallowed his cum. Emmanuel Acho, sorry, I don't know how to say his name. I don't watch Fox Sports 1. I have taste. So yeah, she's basically calling out labor code violations, unfair, unlawful, fraudulent business practices, yada, yada, yada. Girl, don't bring Joy Taylor in this. Let her go. Let her bang who she wants and get ahead. Just take Skip Bayless down. We'll see what happens with that lawsuit. I don't really care. I don't watch Skip Bayless. I don't watch anything on Fox Sports 1. But that's the drama in case you cared. What else? The Surgeon General has warned. The Surgeon General calls for cancer risk warning on beverages with alcohol. I mean, isn't it so funny how in our lifetime, I don't know how old you are, but, in my lifetime, it goes from like, if you have 1 glass of red wine a day, that's so good for your heart, to now here we are, Surgeon General's being like, we gotta tell everybody this is a huge risk of cancer. I have a lot of thoughts on this. Let's go over the basics of what's going on. The U.S. Surgeon General has issued an advisory warning calling for a warning about the risk of cancer to be included on alcoholic beverages. Given the conclusive evidence on the cancer risk from alcohol consumption and the Office of the Surgeon General's responsibility to inform the American public of the best available scientific evidence, the Surgeon General recommends an update to the Surgeon General's warning label for alcohol containing beverages to include a cancer risk warning. All right, here are my thoughts. Because they're saying it's preventable, alcohol is a well-established preventable cause of cancer, responsible for about 100,000 cases of cancer, 20,000 cancer deaths. That's not a lot. In a year, 20,000 people dying. I mean, that's like, what is that? Like 2 9/11s? No, that's like 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 5 is 15. That's like 7 9/11s. Okay, anyways, I just count things in 9/11 casualties, 3,000. Okay. Is alcohol a poison? Yes. It's ethanol. You're ingesting poison. It probably causes cancer. It does. Whatever. Smoking does. Everything in this fucking world at this point causes cancer. Can we slap a Surgeon General warning on every fucking thing now? Can you go up to the sun and slap a sticker on that motherfucker? Everything in this world causes cancer. Almost all of the food you are eating is not good for you. It's processed, it's bullshit. I'm assuming you're a normal eater. I'm not even talking about people that eat fast food every day. I'm talking about normal eaters. People that are not going out of their way to make sure that they're not ingesting anything processed. Deli meat is processed. The normal meat you're getting in your store, if you're not going and making sure that the cow was massaged before it was slaughtered. Things like that. The eggs, if you're just buying basic eggs. Milk. All this factory farming you're eating is not good. So everything you're putting in your body, on your body, around your body is cancer causing. The phone that you're on 24/7 probably is causing retina cancer. It's burning holes in your eyes and your brain. We do it every day. We don't have the science for it. You're putting up devices to your ears every day. The AirPods that I wear every day, the AirPods that you're wearing right now, they're probably fucking zapping your brain full of cancer. We are vehicles of cancer. Do you understand that? We are just roaming little orbs of cancer. So to say, hey, we got to start saying the Miller Lite causes cancer. Hey, the Sauvignon Blanc causes cancer. Hey, this tequila that George Clooney's hawking is cancerous. It's bullshit. Everything is cancerous. Life should come with a warning. Hey, you're not making it out unless you have a tragic accident or cancer. There is no more dying in your sleep, okay? You're either just going to go out on your own choosing, you're going to have an accident, or you're going to get cancer. Those are your 3 options. That being said, I don't drink. And it's not because I'm like, oh, alcohol is poison. I just don't drink anymore. The hangovers, it is poison. But, the hangovers cause me I don't drink because of the hangovers. I need to be productive. I want to realize my full potential. And if I'm drinking, I'm spending at least 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 hours a day drinking and drunk, and then the next day I'm spending all day hungover. There's no room for me to be productive in that. At least that was my experience with drinking. I would go out at night, I'd have fun, my whole night was shot because I was drunk. And then the next day I was hungover. So my whole day was shot. And then I was, not feeling great. So I couldn't do anything. And then at nighttime I'd go out and drink. It was just a constant cycle. And as a comedian, you get caught up in that because you're working in bars and places there. Partying is promoted, or you're always at a place where there's alcohol. Everybody's giving you alcohol at all times. It's a constant cycle. You got to cut yourself loose of that shit or not ever live up to your actual potential. And I want to live up to my potential. This is my potential. Yelling about Skip Bayless offering somebody $1.5 million to gargle his balls. I support dry January. I think dry January is a great thing to do year round. If that's just called sobriety. I'm doing permanent dry January. A lot of people don't even want to think about doing dry January, and that's fine also because I kind of understand you'd have to be fucked up. Like if I had not gotten sober, there's nothing would have gotten me sober in 2024, 2025. It's like living in Florida. You kind of have to be under the influence if you're going to live there. There's no way around it. Like it is very hard. Life is very hard. And to do it stone cold sober to raw dog reality every single day, it's fucking hard. So I get it. If you're like, fuck dry January, bitch, it's not worth it. Totally get it. If you're noticing it's a problem, or if you'd like to feel very fucking good every day, there are so many upsides to not drinking is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to judge you if you do drink is what I'm also saying. But if you are very curious about it, let me tell you the upsides. You're not going to wake up feeling like shit, okay? You're going to get better sleep. People say that they don't notice a difference in their sleep sometimes. A lot of people go sober and they go, I don't know. I don't notice I'm sleeping better. It's like, okay, before you were pumping your body with poison and then shutting your eyes. Now you're just shutting your eyes. I promise you're getting better sleep. Your body is going through REM cycle. You're actually resting. You may not feel it yet, but you are sleeping better. Just automatically. You're not sleeping well when you drink. Even one glass of wine and you go to bed. You're not sleeping as well as you could sober. So there's that. If you have a weight issue, you will lose weight. There's bloating that goes down. I used to be very bloated in my face, a lot of water weight. I may look gaunt now. A lot of people say, Heather, you probably look gaunt. Yeah, maybe, but it's just I don't have that water weight, that alcoholic bloat. I have a lot more money. Now. I'm not spending it. I mean, I was drinking every night. I was an alcoholic. I was drinking every night. I have a lot more money. I have a lot more free time. Some people don't know what to do with their free time. At first, it's weird. It's like social scenarios are very weird at first. It took me about 3 to 6 months to get used to social situations where I wasn't drinking. I didn't really go out that much, and that's okay. The first half year of sobriety, you don't have to go out that much. Be a hermit. You just learn how to just live with yourself first before you go out and learn how to live with society. And also don't trigger yourself by trying to be social if you're trying to cut a deep habit. Give yourself time. Sit on the fucking couch. Your body will thank you. Your liver will thank you. Your skin will thank you. It'll be okay. Let yourself rot a little. Don't judge yourself for not going out being social when you just get sober. You're going to have a lot of time. Some people don't like that, but it is good to have that time. You can really discover yourself again. Things that you may have really enjoyed doing as kids that you just haven't done in years, whether it be something as innocent as like coloring. Are you a craftsy person? Are you an artsy person that likes to color? Playing the piano. There are hobbies you'll find. Maybe you like knitting. Maybe you like cooking. Maybe you like making mocktails. Maybe you don't really know it right now, but you love rock climbing. You're going to try it because you're going to have so much time in your hands. You got to find something to do. Holy shit, you love rock climbing. Maybe you really love reading. You got to get back into reading. You love movies. Maybe you really just love the Real Housewives franchises. That's okay too. That's a hobby. Let me tell you. I made it a hobby watching Real Housewives in New York. I love it. It's one of my favorite hobbies. Maybe you like singing. There are so many things that you can discover about yourself and rediscover about yourself that, they say things like your inner child. Maybe things you didn't even realize you missed doing as a kid that you can do again as an adult, or a hobby you used to love. There's so many upsides to having time on your hands. Trust me. Anybody who says they can't have fun without alcohol is not having fun at all. Let me tell you. Okay? There is so much to do. Money. You're reaching your full potential of who you can be as a human being. And look, sobriety is a cheat code in life. It is truly a cheat code in life to wake up every day feeling fresh and at your sharpest. Your body is at its best. Even if you're still smoking cigarettes or vaping, I'm telling you, not ingesting alcohol is a huge cheat code. It really is. I can't speak for other drugs. I can only speak for booze, really. But it has been the biggest life hack ever. I have gotten opportunities that I wouldn't have gotten if I was hungover and groggy and not made it to a show. I've given things because somebody else didn't show up because they're fucked up at a festival. Hey, we have the spot because everyone else is fucking still sleeping. It's 11 a.m. Does anybody want the spot? Oh, I do. I'm here. Boom. There's your spot. It's a good show. It's a good spot. Things like that. I don't know. I'm all for dry January, but I'm also all for sobriety. I think sobriety is, if you really want to get ahead in life and realize what is your biggest potential, and you're okay with sacrificing not getting inebriated ever, which at the end of the day, what are you doing? You're just fogging up your brain so that you can let loose. Like, it's a little silly. It's a little fucking weird. It's a way to keep you not at your best, to keep you bogged down. It's a way to keep you kind of like a loser. But I digress. They want us drunk. They want us under the influence. Okay? They don't want us doing the things that we have the potential to do. And I'm not saying like overthrow the government. I'm just saying, they don't want us creating and being happy, and they want us bogged down, and they want us a little foggy. I'm just saying, it's a life hack, sobriety. If you're doing dry January, I support you. Good luck. I hope that was at least a bit inspiring. I am always dry. I am never wet, and I've never felt better, and I've never, ever, ever regretted it. Never once. I know people say it's a lot. You'll never wake up from a night of not drinking and think, man, I wish I drank last night. You wake up after a night of drinking and go, fuck, I really wish I didn't drink last night. It's the last time I'm drinking alcohol. I feel like shit. Oh my God, I hate this. But never once have you woken up in the morning feeling so good and so rested and so refreshed and so ready to get on with your day and thought, damn, I wish I drank a lot last night. The only way this day would be better is if I woke up hungover. All right, that's my spiel on dry January. I hope you're doing it. And if you're not, and if you're just lightly interested, then maybe that inspires you to do it. But it's your body, it's your choice. I always stand by that with whatever. If you want to eat meat, if you want to be vegan, if you want to be gay, if you want to be straight, if you want to be in a polycule, if you want to dye your hair green, if you want to do heroin, if you want to be sober, it's your body, it's your choice. You do you. I can only give my little spiel and move on. My little review is I saw Babygirl last week. It was fine. I never saw 50 Shades of Grey, so I don't know how to relate it, but it seems like it's just 50 Shades of Grey for women. But not for, like, even for women in charge, I guess. And my whole thing was like, this is about Nicole Kidman being a CEO, and she has kinks where she's dominated. Her kink is she wants to be dominated. It's a trope. I don't know if it's a true trope. Women in power want to be dominated because their whole life they have to be the alpha. So behind closed doors, they want to be told what to do, and they want to be put in place. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if the research supports this, but my whole thinking was I'm glad this movie was about Nicole Kidman, a woman in charge, a woman CEO and her kinks, and not a male CEO and his kinks. Because if it was about a male CEO, it would just be about banging tweens. You know what I mean? You can't put that in a movie. It's not hot to see a male CEO on Epstein's plane. Baby boy. The movie was fine. It's not my thing. If you're into that kind of kinky stuff about dominatrix and being dominated by a man and lapping up milk out of a saucer, it's kind of sexy. You don't really ever see any guy dick, which I think is insane. It's all just Nicole Kidman boobs and butt. But she did great. She's a great actress, as we all know. It was fine. I give it like 6 out of 10. And not really my thing, though. I don't really care to see a woman be dominated, or like that's not my kink, so I don't really get it, but it was fine. I think I want to watch Nosferatu. What else do I want to watch? I want to watch that Three Sisters movie. I don't know what it's called. I want to rewatch Doubt. I want to rewatch The Butterfly Effect because I want to see if it's still, because when I was a teenager, The Butterfly Effect was so good, and now I'm like, is that movie stupid? I know Ashton Kutcher sucks, but like, whatever. Is that movie dumb? I don't know. I have to rewatch it and see. But yeah, I don't really care about any of the Oscar-nominated films. I really don't give a fuck. They're not good. They're not fucking good. Amelia Perez, get the fuck out of here. All right, your reminder, once again, join the Patreon if you want an extra episode of this podcast every single month, every single week, not month, every single week I deliver to you people. And this coming week, we're going to have my mom on. So if you want to hear that, join the Patreon, patreon.com/HeatherShawComedy. Don't forget to rate and review this podcast if you love me and you're not homophobic. And once again, upcoming tour dates, all the show. I'm always doing live shows. There's plenty of cities I'm going to add. I'm in Tampa tonight at Side Splitters. I'm in Orlando Sunday at the Funny Bone. Later this month, I'm in Spokane, Washington, Seattle, Washington, Springfield, Massachusetts, Syracuse, New York, Rochester, New York, Chattanooga, Tennessee next month, Provo, Utah, Janesville, Wisconsin, Dayton, Kentucky, Fort Worth, Houston, Dallas, Tyler, Texas. Lots of cities in Texas. I'm going to be down there. I told you I need an abortion badly. Phoenix, Arizona, Los Angeles, California, Westchester, Pennsylvania, Royal Oak, Michigan, and more shows being added all the time. Check those dates out at heathershawcomedy.com. Get tickets if you want to have a good time out. Until next time, stay gay. See ya.